Alrighty. So, last we left our heroes, the party went to see the Bloody Baron, who informed them that his wife had gone missing. You found some information about her, and apparently the Baron and his wife had a rocky relationship. She often left the keep. You caught her trail, and it led you to someone who called themselves a seer. He told you that she wished to abort her child, but he would not do it, so he assumes that she went to the only people in the area who would do this, the ladies of the wood. After this conversation, Callan asked if he could help Jim with his paranoia. Paranoia. Jim developed this after meeting with Arcalis. Jim traded his bag of tricks for some Cortinarius powder, which led to some interesting events. Jim took some of this before he went to sleep, and the next morning the party found him knocked out against a tree, surrounded by ogres and a troll. After saving Jim, the party rested up and saw a healer to try and cure Jim. It helped, but he still has this panging in the back of his mind for the powder. You returned to the seer and got more of this powder for Jim, which Jim gave to Abinthy in hopes that he could do something with it. Now you make off for the swamp one more time to find the ladies of the wood. As you set off, however, a couple things happen. Give me just a second to... Alright. There it is. Okay. So, as you guys begin to leave, Jim, while the healer helped him, is still feeling... Still feeling a bit under the weather. He informs you that he's going to take a breather back at the inn and get some lunch in him before he heads out. He'll meet you guys. Frederick decides to stay back as well to help Jim get through the swamp whenever they come to find you, considering Jim's not really that tough. So, as you guys start to leave, Callan. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
14.
Okay. As you begin to leave, you see someone, just a wisp of cloth, dart behind a tree on the outskirts of town.
Can I, keep walking, acting like I don't see him?
Yeah, sure. So, you guys begin to make your way out of town, and you get a little ways into the swamp. Like right along the outskirts, when Callan, you feel a sharp pain on the side of your head, or oh yeah, that was a 20. It'll be on the side of your head. You look
This game's
over,
gay.
You look over and you see you don't take any damage.
Never mind.
But you see, leaned against a tree with an amused smirk on her face, an old friend of yours. a half elf by the name of Thaya. She, you remember when you were kids, you, her, and her brother used to run around a bit when your parents were out hunting. You guys got into, you got into trouble together. Ran around.
I think I just got banged, you idiot.
So and she, as you rub the side of your head, chuckles and says, Callan, I thought if you'd come back to town, you'd at least come to see us every now and then. What are you around for?
Well, right now we've been doing a job for the Baron.
She kind of shrugs and says, well, sounds like you could be making a good bit of money off of that one.
There's a sizable reward.
Where have you been off to anyways? We haven't seen you in years.
All around the world.
You can see she kind of nods at that and says, oh, I saw you in town, so I thought I'd come and say hi. At any rate, Bert's
You've always had an odd way of saying hello.
Well, you come into town without saying it again and it'll be a bigger rock. Anyways, you know where to find me.
Of course.
Alright. With that, she kind of tosses, kind of pulls out one of her daggers and starts fiddling with it as she makes her way back into town.
We probably could invite her to come along, Callan.
Well, that's up to you.
And I was kind of expecting you to do it.
It's your decision if you want her. I mean, I'm fine either way.
I'm no leader.
Okay. I yell to her, asking if she wants to come along.
And she kind of turns half around and says, don't have anything better doing today? What are we doing anyways? What are we looking for?
The ladies of the woods.
Her eyes go up at that. She grins, says, chasing fairy tales, are we? I can get behind that.
Wouldn't be the first fairy tale we've chased.
Oh, then I suppose you've got a few stories to tell me when we get back from this job. Alright, I'll come along. And she adjusts the bow on her back, making sure that the string's on top before coming up to join you guys.
This is Lorstis, by the way.
I'm his big dumb orc friend.
I gathered that.
Well, I guess we better be heading off.
Alright. So you guys head off. Callan, go ahead and make an investigation check.
15.
Okay. Okay. So as you guys go back around the Peller's house, you pick up that trail. You pick up another trail. It seems, the Barons are the one trail you were following to go to the Peller's house. You see it leads, comes out of the Peller's house and leads away from it, further into the swamp, into that little forbidden part of it. Let me roll, see if anything happens. Alright. Alright, so you followed a good little ways. You guys skirted around the big lake, as we call it. Being sure to keep your distance just in case. And as you go deeper and deeper into this forest. The trees begin to grow thicker. Thicker in density. The the canopy of the trees is thicker, and sunlight's just trickling through. As it's a bit, it starts to get a little more like dusk than the afternoon that it is. And okay. As you guys continue to make your way through, Callan, go ahead and roll a perception check.
25. Net
5.
20.
Oh, damn, nice. Alright, give me just a second. So, as you are wandering through the woods, Callan, well, through the swamp, rather, you, both you and Thaya see in the distance, and you kind of pull Lorstus up to a stop. You see two odd beings, things you didn't really know were in the swamp. Callan, you see two, one very large, the best way you could describe these two were snake men. One has both the body, like the full body of a man, but with, scales along instead of flesh, and a very reptilian face. While the second one has arms and the body of, has arms and has a scabbard on its back, but it has the body of a snake as it slithers around beside this second man.
Do they seem like they'd be hostile or anything?
Go ahead and roll a stealth checks, all of you.
All of us? Oh boy.
I got an 11.
Okay. Let me see if they see you guys.
You said Frederick's not with us?
No, he is going to be guiding Jim to you guys later to assure Jim gets through safely. Okay. So, as you see them, you guys get behind trees to to try and gauge them from a distance, see if they're going to be hostile or not. Callan, as you were trying to stop Lorstus from going any further, and as you were shoving him behind a tree, you were a bit too rough with it, and as you were moving him, you made a slight splash in the water. Nothing too major, but just enough. You see the one with the snake body, its head cock, and it turns and says something in a language I don't think any of you speak. Does anyone speak Abyssal?
No.
Hold on. No.
Okay. It says something in a language you don't understand. The other one turns and looks in your direction. As they both start moving forward. I'm going to need everyone to go ahead and roll initiative.
That's a terrible feeling of fucking up a stealth check.
Yeah, you don't do that too often.
No.
For what? Yeah, for once it wasn't me. Usually I'm the family disappointment.
Alright, so...
You still are.
Let's see. Anyone from 25 to 20?
20.
Alright, is that you or Jax?
Me.
Okay, 20 to 15?
Me.
What'd you have?
15.
Alright. Alright, 15 to 10?
Jax had 13.
13, okay. All right.
Did you roll for Thaya?
Yep, sure did. All right, so let's see. All right. Go ahead and do this. All right. Callan, you're up first.
I'm just gonna shoot at the one with the scabbard on its back.
The one with the snake body?
Yeah.
Okay. 20 does hit. Okay.
17 hit.
17 does hit, yes.
Okay. Are they? I assume they're not beasts.
No, these are not beasts.
Okay. I'm gonna use Elven Accuracy and reroll that too.
Okay. Nice. So 21 total.
Yep.
So, seeing that you've been spotted, you immediately fire 2 shots, both of them hitting this guy in the chest. Oh, I forgot to mention, they're about 45 feet away from you guys.
Okay.
All right, so you shoot shoot him, both of them landing in his chest as it hisses real loud and moves for the sword on its back. Is that the end of your turn?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Thaya is also going to grab her bow and fire a couple shots. Damn, that was on a nat 20 and then it rolled back. Piece of shit. Oh, that's alright. What did I say? So she fires 2 shots as well. One, the snake man sees now that you guys, that there's more people and is ready. It ducks out of the way and starts to slither forward as the second shot hits it right in the base of the shoulder as it slithers, reaching up and pulling the arrow out, throwing it away. Lorstus.
Can I ask what class she is?
She is also a ranger.
Nice.
Enter rage, step about 15 feet in front of Callan and the rest of them, and ready an attack action for the first snake man that gets near to me.
Okay.
Do I roll for that attack now, or wait until they get close?
We'll wait until they get a bit closer.
Okay.
Alright, so that's yours. It's Jax's turn now.
He's gonna move by Lorstus and ready an attack as well.
Alright. Okay, so it's their turn.
Protect the back line.
Alright, Loristus, as the snake man slithers towards you, it's able to get about right in your face if you want to go ahead and make your attack. Okay.
I'm assuming that hits.
Yeah, the 22 hits.
17.
Alright.
Do I get both my attacks or just one?
I'm not sure, so I'm going to go ahead and just rule that you get both of them for now, and I'll look it up later.
16 hit?
16 does hit, yes.
Okay, looks like 35 total.
Alright. So as this thing gets close, you slash into it twice. Once cutting right across its chest, the other one right down its belly. It's still up. I'm looking. Still up. It's going to try to constrict you. It's your armor class 15.
16.
16. Alright, well, it rolled a 16 and so it just barely got you. So, you suffer 14 points of damage, and you are currently grappled. When you're grappled, you can still make attacks, but they're going to be at disadvantage.
Okie dokie.
Alrighty.
At least it's not like the toad this time.
Alright, and the one in the back is going to pull out his longbow and start firing at the back line.
Froghemoth just CC'd me for days.
Does Jax get to attack the one he was next to Lorstis?
Oh, yeah, I forgot that Jax did the same thing.
$17 hit?
Yep.
Six.
6, okay. Okay, what's your armor class again, Callan?
15.
15, okay. Okay. So, both of these arrows hit you, Callan. So they go flying past Lorstis. One hitting you in the shoulder, the other one hitting you in the stomach. And you feel the initial pain, but then there's a sudden jolt of pain through your blood.
Damn it.
So their arrows were coated with something. You take a total of... hang on just a second. Ooh, 32 points of damage total.
Okay.
Protect the back
That's
line.
fine. Don't do that again, though.
Alright, that's their turn, though. We're back to you, Callan.
Do I need to... Am I poisoned, or do I need to make like a...
No,
saving throw?
no. That's just like... That's basically just... damage on hit.
Alright. If holding Lorstis is grappled, do I have like disadvantage on him or something? Since he's wrapped around him or whatever?
Yeah, I'd probably say so.
Then I'm gonna fire at the one that shot me.
Okay.
The 16 hit?
16 hits, yeah.
Okay, the first one's 23.
Yeah, that hits.
12 and 13.
Damn, nice. You're firing right back.
And I assume 10 doesn't hit for Jax to bite that one.
It does not. Alright, so as you fire your 2 arrows into this one, shooting back, you hit, both arrows hit him. Do you, and as, Jax goes to attack, but the snake's got some pretty rough scales. He's not able to find purchase with his claws. Something you can do, you can duck behind a tree to take cover to raise your AC.
I was actually going to ask about that, yeah.
Let me look up the cover rules real quick to see just how much AC you get from that. I just remembered you can do that.
I saw them doing it on Critical Role. I was pretty curious about if we were doing that or not.
We haven't been taking advantage of it, but it is a rule. Let me check at that real quick.
It's like 3/4 cover and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'd say on with a tree, if you go fully behind it, you'll probably have 3/4 cover.
Okay.
But let me check real quick. That'll be in combat. Cover 196. Cover. A target with half cover has a +2 bonus AC and dexterity saving throws. A target has half cover if the obstacle blocks at least half of its body. 3/4 cover +5 bonus to AC and dex. If you have 3/4. Okay. Yeah, I'd say you'd have 3/4 cover, so you'd have a +5 to your AC. What's that put you at, 20?
Yep. I would like to move against behind the tree then.
Alright, so you fire your arrows and then quickly duck back behind the tree. And, alright, so that puts us at Thaya, who is going to do the same thing as you. She's going to try to fire at the one with the bow in the back. That's a hit. That's a hit. Alright, damn. So she fires 2 arrows, both of them hitting right next to your arrows, Callan. She deals 20 points of damage to it before she also ducks behind a tree, looking over to you and saying, "Y'all have this much fun this often?"
Oh, we have even more.
Perfect.
And I shout out from my position, "You should have seen the dragon!"
Make a Constitution saving
Oh,
throw.
there's a snake choking you.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
12.
Saying that again. It's about all you're able to make out as this thing's constricting you, right around your chest.
It was worth a try.
Alright, Lorstus, it's your turn.
I'm gonna hit it.
You're alright, you're at disadvantage.
I know. I'm okay with that. Is it dead yet?
What was the first roll? A 12?
No.
25.
25 and 22. Yeah.
I see. Oh, that was your Constitution, my bad. 25, 22, that hits it, and then 23.
Yeah.
Damage.
Is it dead?
No, it's not.
Okay. Oh. Is it dead yet now?
No.
Oh, okay.
Alright. So as you grab your axe, slashing this thing as it's around you, it's just constricting your body. You're hardly able to breathe at this point. You managed to get a good few hits in on it. And now we're down to Jax.
11.
11 does not hit, unfortunately. As this thing's constricting, Jax jumps up, trying to claw at this thing and pull him off of Lorstus, but is kind of resisting just in case because he doesn't want to accidentally sink his claws into Lorstus. And we're at the one that's on Lorstus' turn, and it's going to make its attacks.
This game's going backwards for me, man. I failed the stealth check, and then I get shot with arrows.
That's what you get for being backline.
Okay.
I'm the one that shoots.
So all of these attacks are going to hit you, Lorstus.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
So as this thing is around you, it brings out its blade from its scimitar from behind you, or from behind its back, and just starts plunging it into your side, stabbing into you 3 times, and his blood starts to pour down your side, and you suffer 31 points of damage.
Nothing.
All right.
I was 1 HP away from getting half my HP taken in 1 hit.
These guys hit pretty hard. That's why there's only 2 of them.
I would have killed Jim 2 twice.
Yeah, that's right. So 2 arrows, Callan. You hear one scrape past the tree, and you can feel some of your hair. You feel it, cut through some of your hair. The second one you hear thud into the front of the tree. Neither of them find purchase, as that one now also ducks behind a tree and gets 3/4 cover. So now we're back up to you, Callan.
Okay. Can I flip my hood up and try to move behind him?
Yeah, that'll be an action. This one is about 40 feet from you, so you can go invisible.
Okay.
But
I would like
since
to.
this area is, it's a swamp covered in water, go ahead and make it a stealth roll at advantage.
18.
Okay, 18. We'll just see if he sees you, but no, he doesn't see you. Okay. So yeah, you flip your hood up and go invisible. As you look back, you can see Thaya's pretty amused. She's looking, 1 second you were there, then you're not. But you now are moving, trying to flank this guy, right?
Yeah.
So you move about, 30 feet around to his flank. He's still got about half cover right now from your angle, but if you move a little bit on your next turn, you'll be able to get him.
Okay.
All right, so now it's her turn. One of those actually hits. Yeah, just barely, but it does. Okay, so... Alright, so she, as you're circling around, pulls out 2 arrows. One of them thudding into the tree in front of this creature. The second one hitting right through its upper arm, and you can see as you're moving around, Callan, it goes nearly clean, about halfway through. You can see the point of the arrow sticking out the other side of his arm as it lets out a loud string of words in a language you're unfamiliar with. Lorstus.
I'm gonna keep on swinging at old Constricty boy. Aww. Second hit.
The second one hits, but the first one does not.
22.
22? Alright. So, as you swing around with your axe the first time, wildly unable to move too well because of the way this thing's grabbing onto you, you just slap it with the flat of your blade, not even phasing it. But the second time, you manage to cleave into it. It's bleeding, but it's still up.
Okay.
It's Jax's turn.
21
hits.
Eight.
All right. And as you do this, it moves around and opens its mouth wide to bite at you, Lorstus. But in the next second, Jax jumps up and bites this thing right through the skull. And as he does, you just feel its body go limp as he drags it to the ground.
Jack's MVP.
Alright, so now, seeing that his buddy is dead, this guy is going to... the one behind the tree leans out and quickly fires 2 shots right. Both of them nail your chest, Lorstus, before it moves another 30 feet back and gets behind another tree. It's got 3/4 cover against you again, Callan, but it can, if you move forward, you'll be able to get half cover on him your next turn. Lorstus, you suffer 29 points of damage as the arrows enter your chest, and you can just feel the poison seeping through you.
Okay.
Callan, we're up to you.
I'd like to move to where I can have a half cover on him.
Alright, so you move forward another 30 feet, creeping around through the swamp.
Do I have advantage since he doesn't know I'm there?
If you were... Since... I'm probably not going to give you advantage on this guy because he's kind of behind cover, you know, ready for an attack.
Alrighty.
In another situation, maybe. But this guy's focusing on attacks in that direction, so... Sorry.
Alrighty.
Half cover... Wait, what's he get on half cover again? 2? Plus 2? The 13 actually hits. Okay, 9. Alright, so one of the arrows, you can see, takes off some bark next to its head. As it starts to lean forward, you shoot, and it lands right in its abdomen as it was scrambling to get behind some more cover. Alright, so now it's Thai's turn. She's gonna move and try to get a shot on this thing, but she's shooting at 3/4 cover, so she's not as lucky as you. Oh my god, she managed to hit it.
I like this NPC.
Yep, okay. So she creeps around a bit and fires. As this thing's struggling to get cover against you, she shoots it right in the back. And as you look as it falls, Callan, she severed its spine with her arrow. Alright.
I take my hood off.
Alright. So you become visible again. You guys reform.
Can I see if there's anything special about the arrows they shot me with?
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Never mind.
Looking at them, it's hard to tell. You see that they're not made of the steel you're used to. They're more of like bone with some pockets in them, but you can't really tell if there's anything special about them now.
Alright.
So give me just a second to calculate the experience. You guys both get 1,200. Alright.
Alright.
So, you guys gonna continue on your way to try and find the ladies, or?
I'm thinking short rest because I'm sitting at just
I
a bit
need
over
short
half.
rest.
Okay. Let me just go ahead and roll before you guys do anything to see if you're interrupted. Luckily enough, you're not. Go ahead and roll for your short rest.
$22, $27, one more. 33.
Okay.
I'll take that.
Don't forget that you get back half of your max on a long rest. Or half of your max hit die. So you guys are in your short rest, tending to your wounds. Thaya, the smirks at you, Callan says, I believe that's 1-0 now.
I suppose you're right.
Alright, so
Even though I did the most damage to it.
she shrugs and says, "But you didn't have the heart to finish it, did you?"
Well, to be fair, his companion animal, Jax, got that one that had me. So I guess you could call it 1-to-1.
I don't believe Jax's name is Callan the Half-Elf, though, is it?
No, but I like it better.
We fight as one.
She shrugs and says, "Doesn't count."
I don't like these rules.
Well, it's a good thing you didn't make them.
Well, Callan,
I sigh defeatedly.
Alright. So as you guys wander on, go ahead and make another investigation check, Callan.
22.
Okay. Alright. So, you guys continue on deeper and deeper into this swamp. And you can see, you hear the chirping of some birds and some things moving in the distance, but nothing hostile comes towards you as you approach this. As the land gets a little higher, just above the water level, and flattens
Hold on
out a
a
bit.
second.
Okay.
John left roll 20.
Oh,
what?
what?
Oh, it showed you left on my screen.
No, he's still there.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So as the land kind of gets just above water level and flattens off, you can see there's a pretty, I'd say it's about a medium-sized wooden house. It's a bit long. And on the outside of it, you can see there's a clothesline with some different things, some different articles of clothing hanging off of it.
I whisper, who the hell lives out here?
Thea kind of shrugs and says, "I didn't reckon anyone came out here."
Maybe we finally found the ones we're looking for.
Yes, we investigate it.
Alright. How are you going to approach it?
Non-threateningly?
I don't want to be hostile, so I guess we'll just,
Okay. Who's coming up first?
walk. I will.
Okay. Roll a perception check.
18.
18? Okay.
Yep.
As you approach Callan, you kind of eye in the house, and you see, just for a second, an old woman's face peering through the window before the curtain quickly is thrown shut. After a moment, the door opens, and you see this woman with graying hair and some hand knitted clothing. It's kind of shabby work, let's not mince words. It's not really very flattering, but she leans out the door, and her eyes narrow, and you can see they kind of flick to your ears before she says, "You! What's your name?"
Callan.
Her eyes go wide for a second before she says, she nods her head and says, "Good. Good. I've been expecting you."
How are you expecting us?
She says, "The ladies told me of your coming. Come." She motions for you to come.
I follow her.
Okay. Is everyone going to try and follow?
I'm gonna ask if I'm invited too.
She looks at you for a moment and shakes her head and she says, "No. This is a job for a man of these lands alone. This is for Callan, not your ears."
I'll just have
How
a seat
about a
here.
woman of these lands? As I gesture to Thaya.
She looks and says, "The ladies mention no woman."
She's of the lands and has the same ears I do.
No, no, that will not do.
What about my cat?
She says, "It may wait outside with the others. You come."
Very well.
All right. So, as you go inside, she quickly closes the door and locks it. And
Can I roll an insight check real quick?
roll an insight check.
Oh, shit. 21.
As weird as she is, she does not seem to be threatening to you.
Okay.
So, one moment, Lorstis, as me and Callan go into a different channel.
Okay, but
Alright. So, as you enter this house, you can see it's very interesting. There's some along the walls you can see some strange herbs and spices that you're not entirely familiar with. And on a shelf on the other side of the room, you see jars of some sort of animal parts that you have a hard time identifying because they're more like chunks.
Gotcha.
But at the back of this building where she leads you, it seems like a shrine. A tiered shelf. Well, I wouldn't call it, I don't really know what to call it. Like this tiered, we'll call it a shelf for now, but it's got candles strewn about it. And this weird cloth is stretched and into...
Like an altar?
Yes, kind of like an altar, like a tiered altar, pressed against the wall, and above that you see like some strange hand-woven cloth that's interweaving throughout the walls and the ceilings and from wall to wall. But in the center of it all, a very large painting that is of 3 young and beautiful women relaxing underneath the shade of a tree in the swamp. One standing, seeming to be helping the other one up, as the third one lazes around. Roll a perception check.
Can I see if take like a guess if these are the ladies of the woods?
You can assume so, but as you look at this, it seems to be woven of a strange material. Getting a closer look at it, it seems to be woven of hair. And as you look at this, the old woman comes forward and says, The ladies wish to speak with you. They know what you seek. They know why you're here. They know everything that happens in these lands. They hear and see everything.
Do they protect you? Is that why you're able to live out here?
I am their servant. They watch over everyone in these woods.
What do I need to do?
She, just stand there. She reaches out for the painting and hesitates for a moment. You can see her hand tremble slightly before she places her hand on the cloth, and you can see her head immediately jerks back and her eyes roll into the back of her. Oh, shit, I just closed roll 20. Fuck me. I was moving to fucking... I moved my mouse and clicked, hit the goddamn X button. Give me 1 second. Alright. Alrighty. Roll 20. There we go. Alright, so. As she touches this painting, her head jerks back, and you can see her eyes roll into the back of her head. And as this happens, she begins to speak, but not in her own voice. And as she speaks, but not in her own voice. This is Callan, is he? Very...
It is.
A very handsome young man, isn't he, ladies? And the rest of them laugh. A very sickly laugh. We know why you've come into this swamp, boy. You come seeking revenge for the death of your parents. We have seen these things and heard these plots.
You are correct.
We know what it was that felled your parents. The third one speaks. We watched them die. Saw the beast that ripped flesh from bone.
Please tell me what it was. Where to find it.
They all three cackle. They say, we would tell you, but you must first aid us to make the deal even.
What is it you require?
A man from at the northern edge of the swamp, leader of one of the villages, has been asking us for help for several days now, or several weeks now. We would have you go to assist him.
What is it he needs help with?
It would be better if he told you himself.
What is the person's name?
1 second. Let me look at that. Grimwald. When we are done with our conversation, the woman will get you an item to show him, so he knows that we sent you. He knows when he sees that his payments will be due. When you've completed the task and gotten his payment, you will put it on the stump outside of this house.
Very well.
They all...
Are they going to leave now?
What was that?
Are they leaving now, or can I ask them something?
You can ask them questions, yeah.
Before you go, can I ask where the Lady Baroness is?
They all cackle. A very cold laugh as they say, "Oh, you have no need to worry about her. A deal was made and she lives yet. As for her child, not so much." And one of them pipes up, "It did have plump little feet, though. Very tasty."
Can I ask where she is?
One of them speaks up. "And he's heroic as well. How noble." He says, "Her whereabouts are none of your concern. She's made a deal with us, and she will live up to that end of the bargain."
I am concerned for her, though. Maybe I could help her with her deal as well.
Her deal needs no help of an adventurer such as you. She serves us now and will until her contract has finished.
I suppose there's nothing more I can get out of this.
Unless you can think of anything you want to ask him.
Is there a memento of something of hers?
What do you mean? Who are you asking?
I guess them. If she left anything behind.
And they all cackle and says, one of them speaks up. I did not know our young Callan was interested in older women. If that's the case, then we can give you a memento of our own. And they all laugh again.
Sorry to disappoint, but it was more for her, so I can show it to her husband, and maybe get her out of the situation with him.
We may speak of this again if you finish your task. And the other one pipes up. How disappointing, though. He did look very toned.
Thank you for speaking with me, ladies.
They all laugh before one of them says, Go now, woman! Get him the knife! And she pulls her hand away from the painting and says, Yes, my ladies, the knife. And she looks around for a moment before digging into a cabinet and pulling out a very large knife that seems to be used for rituals of some sort and handing it to you. She says, You must go now. The ladies will want to see this done very quickly.
Very well. What was the man's name? Grimwald?
Yes.
And he's in one of the villages around here or something?
Yeah, they said it was to the northern edge of the swamp.
Okay.
So, what are you doing?
He's just taking the knife and
What was that? You cut out?
taking the knife and leaving.
Okay. And we can go to the other chat then.
Okay.
That music was real ominous.
Well, Lorstis doesn't hear music, so...
Callan didn't hear music either.
So, as you, Loristus, as you and the rest kind of piddle about outside, about half an hour passes before Callan reemerges from the hut, or from the house.
Hey, buddy.
Hello. Well, I spoke with the ladies. They are real. They want me to go to a village in the northern end of the swamp and seek a man named Grimwald and help him. And then they'll give us information for what we've been looking for, Lorstis.
Which thing we've been looking for? Because we're looking for a lot of things.
With my parents.
Alright, well, I guess we better go to that there village.
Alright, so you guys heading off?
Yeah. Can I examine the knife and see if it's got, like, magic or anything on it?
Roll an Arcana check.
13.
It's very ornate, but you don't see any of the telltale signs of it being enchanted or enhanced in any way.
Gotcha.
Alright, so, are you guys moving on?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so, as you guys make your way um, out of this pretty dangerous part of the swamp, heading to the northern sector of this, of the swamplands towards this village. It takes several hours, but luckily enough, you guys aren't interrupted by anything. Callan, you see, a couple of owls deeper in the forest that are hunting because it's so dark out, especially now that it's getting later into the evening. But as you guys emerge, you see a little hamlet, little town that you believe is the one you were supposed to be looking for, Callan.
Okay.
So as you guys enter, you can see people kind of coming in from the surrounding areas, heading into, milling about through town, doing their whatever business they've got to do before the evening is fully upon them.
Is there like a bar or an inn or something?
Yeah, you can see there's a real small inn. It's just just one floor, and across the street from that, a few blocks down, is a little drinking hole.
I'd like to head to the bar and see if anyone knows the name.
Okay. Go ahead and roll in. Well, hang on. You get into the bar. You can see there's not too many people. Not too many people in here. It's a small town. It's mostly, not. It seems like not a lot of people pass through this town. It seems to be specifically for the people of the town. But you see a couple people who have come in. They're, up to their knees in muck. They've got, some pretty torn gloves sitting on their table or next to them or sitting on the bar in front of them as they nurse some drinks. If you're gonna talk to any of them,
It's probably the bartender or waitress.
okay. So you walk up, lean against the bars. The bartender, about a middle-aged woman with dirty blonde hair that's been pulled back into a bun, comes up and says, "Oh, I don't see too many new faces around these parts of the land. Can I help you? Get a drink or anything?"
Yeah, I'll take a drink.
All right. What about the rest of you? And Thea's like, "Oh yeah, give me two."
Beer, 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 beer.
Okay, and she goes off before coming back, giving you guys each your drinks. Before she, make sure everyone else is attended before leaning against the bar in front of you guys, says, "Not too often we see two new faces around here. Gotta say, I'm curious what the story is."
In the area looking for a man named Grimwald.
"Oh, Grimwald. He runs the place, but there's not too much to run. You can find him in his house. It's on up in center of town. Biggest one here. That's not saying it's much, but
Thank you very much.
Anytime. Always fancy meeting new people.
I would imagine in an area like this.
Pretty backwater. Literally."
Very true.
She takes a long drink of her own glass. We're saying, "All right, back to work." She goes on and starts tending to the other patrons.
Finish your drinks and we'll be getting out of here.
Right.
How much gold did that cost me?
Just silver per person.
Oh, okay.
Except for Thea, she gets 2. She paid 2. So, at this point, it's sun's starting to set. It's getting pretty close to the evening. So, Where'd you guys like to? I'm assuming you're going to Grimwald's house.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So you go rap on the door a couple times before an older man, probably in his early 70s, opens the door and looks at you. Says, he leans on his cane and says, "I hadn't seen you before."
Are you Grimwald?
"That's me. What do you need old
I
Grimwald for?"
I flip the knife up and say, "Might be best to speak of this inside."
His eyes go wide and he nods and says, "Yes, yes, come in." Before ushering guys inside and closing the door. And he goes and sits down and says, "I was beginning to think the ladies had not heard my requests."
Seems you're in luck.
"Indeed, indeed." He says, "Well, if you're here to help me, then, And he nods and says, "Well, let's be on with it. We have..."
I'm un-
What was that?
Go ahead. I was gonna say I'm unclear what you need help with.
Okay. He says, "There's this spirit. It's been plaguing the workplaces of many men. The where we all of the good areas where we cut lumber or fish, she's been plaguing them." And we've had holy men and, well, I wouldn't call them holy men, but adventurers such as yourselves who have been out here and tried to deal with her once. But they struck her down, they did. I watched it with my own eyes. But she returned. She returned the very next day, and when they went to strike her down again... Oops, sorry. They instead met their own fates. I do not know how you can be rid of this specter, but our men cannot get to work. The trees are growing too large, and we have no more lumber to sell.
Sounds like she has a good reason for sticking around.
He shrugs and says, "I do not know of such things."
We'll figure something out.
Where are the areas she comes out in?
He says, "Along the about a mile into the swamp is where we've been currently clearing the area of the forestry." And he says, "Sometimes she appears there, other times along the coast."
Does it seem like random when she appears? Or at certain times?
"No, at noon every day."
What time is it now?
About 7 in the evening.
Well, Count, I suppose we ought to rent a room and get up early in the morning and go set up shop.
Suppose you are correct.
All right.
I think I'm supposed to leave the knife with you.
He nods and says, "Yes. Yes, I'll take that off your hands for now." And he says, "Once you've done it and we're sure that she's gone, return to me for payment."
Of course. We'll be staying at the...
"Very well."
Head to the inn then.
Alright. So you head to the inn. And this isn't like most inns you've gone to. You know, most of them's like a mix of bar and an inn. This one's just strictly for rooms. And it's not got many rooms at that. It's got about... It's really just an extended household. You see, it's pretty small and it's got uh, it's basically like just a couple hallways with rooms. There's like maybe 15. But you see, as you come in, a a younger gentleman who looks up, a human guy, and he says, "Well, not often I rent out a room here. What can I get y'all for?"
No, we'll be staying a few nights here.
Sherman says, "Alrighty." "That'll be 5 silver a room. Just don't mess the damn place up."
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So,
I'll just pay it for everyone.
okay.
My man.
So that's 15 silver, 1.5 gold.
Yeah, I just have a decent amount of silver left over.
Gotcha. Alright, so. You guys go to your rooms. You resting?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so you guys rest up, and morning comes. What do you guys how are you guys going about the day?
I'm just gonna kind of dick around till it's time to go deal with the ghosty.
Probably go eat, and then probably go set up around 11.
Alright.
Find the area and everything.
Okay, so you guys go to the bar again and order some food. And you get, as you're eating your eggs and eggs and bread, you notice you're getting some pretty strange looks. People are like, looking and muttering. You hear a couple of them kind of like, "The hell is this someone doing all the way out here?" But as you're eating, Thea looks over and says, "So, why do you reckon the ghost is around here?"
Could be anything. Could be someone murdered violently. Spirit too angry to leave. Could be a spirit just being mischievous. There's no real telling.
Disrupted grave.
What was that?
I said could be a disrupted grave.
Shrugs and says, "No idea."
Until we get there and see it ourselves, we won't have the slightest idea.
I have a question for the DM.
Yeah, what's up?
Is this thing going to count as an aberration?
Let me check. It is an undead.
Damn it.
Sorry.
No, never mind. It's still good.
Oh, are we still good with that?
Yeah.
Cool. What's that for?
Protect from evil and good.
Gotcha. Yeah, being a cleric, you'd know that things of that nature are typically undead. What does protect from evil and good do?
Until the spell ends, one willing creature you touch is protected against certain types of creatures: aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. Protection grants several benefits. Creatures of those types have a disadvantage on attack rolls against the target. The target also can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. If the target is already charmed, frightened, or possessed by such a creature, the target has advantage on any new saving throw against the relevant effect.
Interesting. Okay. Alright, cool. So you guys eat and mill about, have some conversation among yourself. Actually, one of these conversations, Thea says, "So, Callan, whereabouts did you find your parents? Heard something happened to them, but didn't hear too much."
Well, the favorite hunting grounds, they were ripped to shreds there.
What do you reckon did it?
I have no idea, but the ladies apparently know.
And she kind of mulls her food over for a second before saying, "There have been a couple other attacks like that too, you know.
I did not know.
It happens every once in a blue moon, but it happens. Typically closer to that nasty part of the swamp, but you know, a couple times we've seen some people a bit farther in."
Hmm. I
Well,
wonder if
whatever
it's
it
the same
is,
monster.
whatever it is, it won't be alive much longer.
She shrugs and says, "Huh, a lot of nasty things in the swamp, but took your parents out, then I don't know."
Well, I suppose we'll deal with one thing at a time.
She takes a bite out of her bread and says, I guess so." Alright, so the time passes and it's time for you guys to go and set up. 11 o'clock. Where are you guys setting up at? In the swamp itself, or along the coast, or some here, some there?
Let's see. I'll head for the swamp first.
Okay. Alright. So. Um, so. As you set up in the swamp, go ahead and roll stealth checks.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh, what's going on here? Throw your hood up, Callan. Throws your hood up.
Actually, I just realized that stealth doesn't really matter against this guy.
Hooray!
So,
Wait, that crit wasted.
as you guys set up in the swamp, kind of sitting behind some trees and stuff,
Do I know if it appears on like very, very close to noon, or is it like any time after?
roll a religion check.
Hell yeah!
Alright. Based on the little knowledge you know from what what you were told, you get the feeling you're dealing with a noon wraith. They appear a little before and a little after, but typically right around noon. And you actually know a couple other things about them. Give me just a second. I'll send those to you.
Hell yeah!
Man, this sounds scary.
Damn, I'm getting the lowdown on these things.
Yeah. With a nat 20, you know quite a bit about them.
Hell yes!
Yay for low effort.
You see, this could have taken a while for you to figure out if you had gone about it the natural route, but instead you're like, no, I just want to know about him.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll take it.
See, I'm failing these stealth checks from my big brain over here. Weighing me down.
Uh-huh. Whatever helps you sleep at night, buddy.
I sleep better than Jim.
Jim don't sleep. He just gets high.
Do I know what it is now, AJ? Or do I gotta wait to see it?
You know.
Shit.
But seeing as you guys are already in position and it's noon,
Can I cast Protect Good and Evil on myself now?
yes.
I do that.
Callan, everyone hear a very loud and dreadful wailing. I'm gonna need everyone to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, boy.
Oh, okay.
God damn.
16?
Ooh, this is gonna be an interesting fight.
Maybe I should have gave that to you.
Ooh, this will be an interesting fight.
John, please don't get possessed.
So, Callan, as you hear this dreadful wailing, you have casted Protect Good and Evil on yourself and grit your teeth, but the wailing passes through you, and you feel a severe pain in your head, but nothing comes of it. You see Nia kind of hunched over in the same way that you are. She's gritting her teeth, but
Is her name Nia or Thea?
Thea. I don't know why. I know why I said Nia.
Yeah.
But
Who were you?
what was that noise?
Must have been the wind.
Anyways, Lorstis.
Oh, no.
You're not gonna like me very much.
I already don't.
Who? Him or me?
You're not gonna like me very much.
You're grappled by a ghost.
As you hear this dreadful, mournful wailing, there's a pain that you succumb to in your mind. Your head feels like it's bursting. And you begin to scream as well as you grab your head. Callan, you watch as blood just starts to dribble from his ears.
Did you just kill me?
No, but you've been dropped to 0 hit points.
Oh!
I need everyone to roll initiative.
Including the dead guy?
Yeah, I need to know when you're making your save throws.
Well, that's
First.
not... Wait, what?
Why'd you roll... What the hell?
No, that's supposed... What?
Why'd you roll 2D... Why did that roll
I
2D20?
don't know! No! I have what? Why?
Roll that again.
What?
Okay.
Can't we just take the 20?
Do you
Please?
Get a 20, man. The
Do you
15's not
wanna-
there.
Do you want to roll your death saving throw first in the initiative order?
I don't know.
If you, I mean, we can take the 20 if you want.
I'll take the... I just
hold on,
want to know
hold on,
why
hold
that happened. It says rolling 1d20. Why did it roll
I
two?
don't know, man.
I get to go first forever.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, I'll take the 20.
All right.
Oh.
So, Lorstis is first.
Now I'm thinking that was not a good play. I could have helped.
Lorstis.
Is it just a straight D20?
For death saves? Yeah, but first, 25 to 20 aside from Lorstis. 20 to 15.
17 for me.
17, alright. Uh, 15 to 10.
Jax had 13.
This nigga got aimbot.
Yeah, that's a daily ability, so it's very powerful.
My daily ability shoots a 1d.
Well, there's a difference between you live more than one day. Typically.
I guess I can't complain because my daily keeps. Wait a minute.
This is a magical mean that your daily does not apply to that.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
You drop to 0 hit points.
Okay.
It's still active though, so if they get you up and you get hit, you'll still be at
Alright, I
1.
had a question. What if we all failed that? Did we just lose the game?
Well, we just hope that you don't all fail that. Alright? We hope that
Boy,
you all
I
don't-
love my DM.
What was the DC for that? Was that was that 20?
No. What'd you
It was
roll?
18.
It was 18, yeah.
Hey.
No. Okay. So to start off, that's 1 pass for you, Lorstis. As let me
One y'all niggas heal me.
give me just a second. No, that's not the one. Oh shit, this stuff's not sorted very well. There it is. So you see Lorstis on the ground, blood coming out of his ears. You see Thea, who's now like, her face has gone pale and she's now like grasping, oh shit. She's gonna attempt to just shoot at the thing. Alright, both of those hit. Alright, so Nia. Or Thea, rather. God damn. Thea. Shoots
Mia?
at this thing. And I forgot to describe it. You see, Callan, this spirit, but it seems corporeal. Almost like a floating corpse with no jaw. It just has a very elongated tongue. And long, flowing white hair. And a long wedding dress on that's been torn to tattered. And her skin, it's rotten. It seems rotten and just like pulled taut against bone. But anyways, she shoots 2 arrows, both of them hitting into this thing as it lets out a wail, and it suffers 22 points of damage. Callan, it's your turn.
I reach it in my bag and pull out a superior healing potion. Can I give it to Lorstis?
Yes, you can. It's going to be your action, but you can do it.
Alright.
Do you have the numbers on that, or do I need to look them up?
I don't have it.
Okay, let me look them up real quick. That's this book.
I think it's 4d8.
I need to make some fucking flashcards that have those on them since they come up so often. Superior's
Yeah.
Superior?
Yeah.
84 plus 8.
Okay. Do I roll it for him, or does he roll it?
If you're shoving it down, it's up to you guys. You choose.
You can roll it then.
Yeah. Is it? What was it? 6 or 8?
84
4?
plus 8.
Oh, 8d4 plus 8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright. I'm back, nigga. I'm back. You know, the ghost should be pretty proud of itself because it's not too often I drop to 0.
You got fucking 1 dig, dude.
Yeah. Alright, so as you quickly kneel down and shove that potion, like just make him, force him to down the potion, you see his eyes flick back open and he takes in a breath as he's back up. But that's the end of your turn. It's Jax's turn.
How far away is it from him?
About 40 feet. Nope, that's a lie. 30 feet. My bad. I was looking at it wrong.
He's gonna try a claw attack. 10.
10 does not hit it, unfortunately. As he jumps up to claw it, he gets into the... He, like, claws at the wedding dress, but pulls right through the tattered thing as there's nothing there for him to catch on. Okay, it's the Moonwraith's turn. What, and your AC is 15, right? Callan?
Yep.
Oh, okay. My bad. I didn't hear. Alright, so... Alright, so as the, Wraith is just wailing loudly, it rushes up, clawing at you once but missing as the second one cuts right across your face. You feel blood trickling down as your face burns with this necrotic damage as you suffer 15 points of damage.
Well, did we get a full long rest last night?
Yes, you did. And we're up to you, Lorstus.
I'm pretty sure you know what I'm gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Does 17 hit her?
Yeah. Well, I think. Let me check. Double check. I'm pretty sure it does.
Oh.
Yeah, it does.
Alright, there's attack number 1. Oh wait. That wasn't a D20 plus 1. That should have been 11. Oopsie.
It's fine. It still hit her.
17 again.
Yep, that hits her.
Woo!
So...
Wait, it did it again! Look!
What the fuck, dude?
It did it again!
You just use the advanced dice roller thing.
Oh. No. I don't know why it's doing that.
How are you rolling them?
I'm just clicking on the last 10 rolls I've used. Well, we'll just ignore that 9. We'll use the 12. 25.
Alright, so that's...
17
46.
plus... No, 21 plus 25. 46.
Alright, so as you get up and, like, standing up in an upward slash, cutting through the thing, as it wails loudly, and you do another overhead strike. And you can see just bits of the flesh tearing off of it as you cut through this noon ring.
All yours have an exclamation point after it. Mine don't.
Yeah, I was confused about that as well. But, anyways, Thea. Damn, that's 2 misses. Like, panicking now, she's fumbling, shooting arrows, but they go sailing as she ducks behind a tree and shouts, Callan, I don't know if we're getting paid enough for this.
It's another day on the job.
It's not so bad. Dying is pretty easy.
What the fuck are you doing? Stop beating on that jar or whatever the fuck you're doing.
I was playing with a fork.
Alright, Callan, it's your turn.
I keep forgetting how sensitive this mic is.
She's right in my face.
Oh, yeah.
Well, fuck. Did you tell her to leave me alone?
No.
Alright, I guess I have no choice but to use my short swords.
Alright.
Alright. And it's 2 attacks with the modifier, right? And then 1 without?
That's right. That'll do it. That one will not. So one of them hits. Go ahead and roll damage for it.
10.
10? Okay.
And then Jax tries a bite attack.
Okay.
Never mind.
And that one. So, as you quickly unsheath your sword, slashing once, cutting through the wedding dress. The second time you go to stab, but the being, like, dodges out of the way as it goes in for another strike. You throw your main arm up, cut right across its arm as you just like cut through its skin. You can feel your steel grind against bone. So now it is Jax's turn.
23.
So that'll do it, yeah.
Oh.
Okay, 11.
Yep.
So as you finish that, Jax jumps up and bites right on the thing's abdomen and starts pulling. You can hear it wailing as it Jax lets go of it.
Ooh.
Don't ooh.
Don't ooh.
Alright. So, Callan, this thing swipes at you again. One attack, like, goes right through your throat, and you can feel.
It's attacking me now.
With the first attack, yeah.
Did you give it disadvantage?
Yes.
Fuck.
And you suffer 23 points of damage as it just slashes at your throat. The second one, it turns and lashes out at Lorstus. It slashes straight through your chest and you suffer 21 points.
Okay. That's nothing.
Lorstus, it's your turn.
I'm gonna smash it. 23 for the first hit. 22 for the second, 45 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and action surge. And I'm gonna do it again. Oh. Alright, so 45 plus 18.
Alrighty.
I'll be honest, I will miss action surge when I get to respec.
Alright, so as you slash into this thing once and twice, the third time going wide and nearly cleaving into Callan beside you, as you bring it overhead and just slash through this thing. It's still up and looking pretty good, but you guys have done some damage to it. Thea is going to duck out from behind a tree and try and shoot at it again. One of her arrows finds purchase, but the second one shoots way wide and slams into a tree in the distance. Callan.
Yep.
It's your turn.
I would like to disengage
Okay.
and move my full movement back.
Alright,
Pussy.
so you disengage with this thing and backpedal 30 feet. And you don't have disengage as a bonus action right now, do you? It's an action?
I don't believe so.
Okay, so that'll be your turn then.
And I'd just draw my bow and get ready.
Alright. Jax's turn.
19.
19. Okay. That'll do it. Go ahead and hit. Roll damage.
11.
Nice. Alright, so as Jax reaches up, jumps up, biting at this thing again, you can see he's making perch and just like pulling chunks of this rotten flesh off of her at this point. It's the Noon Wraith's turn, and you can see that you can see that she now. Let me pull up this thing. Yep. Okay. So you can see that there's like this. She lets out a wail and slashes at the ground. You can see there's this big puff of dust and dirt that swirls around her. And you watch as 3 more of herself seem to appear around her. Lorstus, it's your turn.
Potions are bonus actions, right?
Yeah, we'll call them a bonus action.
I'm going to go ahead and use the Supreme Healing Potion I have.
Alright.
I think that's 8d8 plus 8... No, 8d8 plus 4?
Let me look.
Or was it 8d4?
Supreme is 10d4 plus 20.
Oh, 10d4, okay. 10d4... Plus 20?
Mm-hmm.
I'll get some health back.
Alright.
Let's see, 17 plus 44... Oh, yep. Alright, You said she made 2 copies of herself, right?
3 copies.
3 copies. How are they arranged?
They're just intertwining within each other, like just moving kind of... They're just all kind of near each other, moving back and forth, intertwining.
I guess I'm gonna pick one and swing at it. Well, I hope that I hit the right one.
So you swing with all your might and cleave through one of them as the illusion vanishes.
Man, one shot the boss. XP time, right, boy?
You did it. You counter one shot at it.
Alright, well then I guess I'll pick another one. Illusion shattered.
Go ahead and roll damage. Okay. So you swing at one, hitting it as this one finds purchase. And you deal your 15 points of damage.
Man, I'm salty about that though.
So as you cleave through this one, finding purchase, it's Thea's turn. So as Thea shoots, one of them hits the same one that you just hit, Lorstus, as it wails out. The second one passes straight through an illusion. And now it's Callan's
are all
turn.
the illusions gone now?
There's one more left, I think. Yeah, there's one more left. Lorstus broke one, and Nia just
I thought
Thea
Lorstus broke 2.
No, he hit the real one the second time.
Oh. Well, I'm gonna be firing silver arrows.
Okay.
It was 22 and 11.
Yeah, the first one hits.
— 17.
17, alright. Alrighty. So as your first arrow slams into this real one, it lets out a loud wail of pain as your silver arrow seems to hurt it pretty good. But the second arrow just goes soaring over top of him, landing in the swamp several yards back. Jax's turn.
Oh, he got to attack for that too.
Yeah.
14, did that hit?
Unfortunately, 14 does not hit.
17 hit.
17. Okay. You go and roll damage for the second one. 7. Alright. So, Jax also finding purchase in the real one. So he jumps up and bites on it, tearing and pulling at it. It's their turn. Alright, Lorstus. The Wraith slashes at you with both its claws. One of them passing and cutting straight across your cheek. The second one digging into your stomach and pulling straight up as you feel it just cutting through you like you're nothing. You suffer 39 points of damage.
39, half to 20. Okie dokie.
Both of its attacks hit and they roll really high on damage.
Okay.
Lorstus, is your turn.
I'm gonna keep on swinging at the real one.
We'll see if you're swinging at the real one.
Did I hit the real one?
Roll damage. Okay.
16 hit.
Roll damage.
Alright, 40 total.
Alright, so the first one you swing, cutting through the real one as it wails out. The second time, you come for an overhead slash. And as you do, the visage disappears, leaving you with only one. Thea is now going to shoot at it. Not bad. So as Nia shoots, one of the arrows passes through the wedding cloak, or wedding dress, and the second one finds purchase in its neck, dealing 13 points of damage. Callan, it's your turn.
Firing with the silver arrows again.
Alright.
Alright.
Hit.
I'm proud of you.
Is that 30?
Yeah,
Is it still alive?
it is. So as you fire both your arrows, one of them going through its eye, the other one hitting it right in the center of the chest as it wails out. It's not looking great, but it's still up.
Jax.
Hits.
My turn. Six. Is it his turn again now?
Yep. 13 does not hit, unfortunately. Because Jax finds purchase the second time, or the first time, but the second time, unable to get a hold of it as it's moving around, going for Lorstus one more time. Lorstus, you duck the first swing, but the second one reaches up and grabs you right in the center of the face as its claws dig into you. You suffer 20 points of damage as you feel as you feel its claws sink into you, just seeping just this necrotic energy. And we're up to your turn. 23 over to hit.
And then 36 total.
Okay. So, So with 2 final slashes, cut through it once and then twice. The thing wails out before dissipating into a dust. So, the Noon Wraith has been pushed back for now, at least.
Do we get XP for that?
You'll get XP once you deal with the Wraith. It's still alive. Well, it's
Nope.
still around. Otherwise, you could kind of game it.
It's not an easy fight to game when you got a pistol
Yeah.
or one shot to start.
I don't feel like farming Spooky Boy.
I say to the group, now is I know how to get rid of it.
Well, what do we gotta do, little buddy?
Well, it's called a Noon Wraith, and it's the spirit of a woman that has been viciously murdered before their wedding. See, we just killed it. It's not staying dead. We're gonna have to do a ritual. It's gonna have to involve finding important items, something that's gonna grant it closure.
So what?
Just ask around town and find out who may have been murdered, who was scheduled to be married.
My start would probably be back at the tavern.
I agree.
Besides, I need a drink after almost dying.
Alright, just if you're taking a short rest, just keep an eye on how many hit die you got, because you only get half of them back on a long rest.
No, I've got 3.
What determines how many we have left again?
It's your class levels.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like you have 5. Like I have 5 fighter hit die and 5 barbarian hit die.
Alright, well. I assume we'll take a short rest at the bar.
Okay. So you guys make your way back into town and sit and mull over some lunch. If you want to go ahead and roll your hit die, you can.
I'm just gonna go 5 of my fighter die, and then add my Constitution bonus as a big lump sum at the end, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
Like a 5, since my Constitution is +4, and I'm sure you get the math, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Save time, you know?
Okay. So. Well, you guys have had your lunch, tended to some immediate wounds. What are you gonna do?
Probably just talk to the same barkeeper.
Okay. So you walk up and she comes and leans across the counter and says, "Oh, back again, I see."
Yeah. But we need some information if you don't mind.
Shrugs and says, "I know of this and that. What do you need?"
Has there been anyone that's been killed before it?
What was that?
Has there been anyone that's been scheduled to get married but died before their wedding?
She mulls it over for a second and says, "Oh, I don't know about dying, but well, there was old Sarah. She slated to get married a couple months back. Well, more like a month back, I'd say. I don't keep track of these things too much. Well, she, from what I understand, ran off for the marriage. Don't know where she went."
Does that timing line up with everything that went on? Callan, do you remember? Because I can't remember what he said the time frame was for when this started.
I believe so, yeah. Did she have a house in town?
I think so. I didn't know her too well, so I'm not quite sure where that'd be.
Do you think Grimwald would know?
Shrugs and says, "That'd be worth asking."
Let's go.
Agreed. Thank you. And I tip her 1 gold.
Okay. She takes it and puts it in her pocket and says, "Anytime." So you go to Grimwald's place, I'm assuming?
Yep.
Couple raps on the door, and he opens up and says, "Is it over already?"
Not yet, but we know what it is.
For today, it's over. But we need some information.
He nods and says, "I'll help with what I can."
How long ago did you say this started?
It's been a few weeks at this point.
Would you say about a month?
Roundabout, somewhere around there, yeah.
Well-
Like,
For sure, it's a noon wraith. And we think it might be a woman called Sarah.
He kind of fiddles with his thumb for a moment before saying, "Well, we haven't seen Sarah around for a little while now. I reckon she just eloped off with someone, what?"
Did she have a house in town?
Says, well, she's living with her parents still, but she was slated to be married to old Gregor.
old Gregor, you say?
You
Where
know,
can we find? Where can we find old Gregor?
Oh, I reckon he's out fishing right about now.
I've got some news about the Noonwraith. Noonwraiths are born when a woman who is said to be married is murdered in cold blood. And all signs are pointing to... Oh, we can only assume that it was the would-be husband.
He says, "Oh, Gregor never really seemed to be that kind of man to me, but if you know something, then be on with it." She says, and he tells you where her house was and says, and he says Gregor's out fishing right around now.
I think we should stop by our house first. Unless Grimwald knows of anyone else that was slated to be married lately.
Oh, I think I heard that there was a lass from another town over. Not many people in these towns. It doesn't happen too terribly often.
I would imagine the town over probably wouldn't be affecting this town. So it looks like Sarah's our best bet.
Very well. So, says, if there's anything I can help you with, I just want I'd like this to be over as soon as possible.
Did Gregor also work in lumber?
He shakes his head and says, he's been a fisherman as long as I can remember.
Very well.
Well, hopefully we can resolve everything peacefully. I guess.
Yeah.
What was that?
You're gonna go see your parents first.
Okay. So, you go to, it's right around the edge of town. You see it's a very small shack. Well, small house, not really a shack. That was described to be where she lived. So you knock on it a couple times before a woman answers, and She looks at us. Well, I wasn't expecting any visitors today. What do you want?
Oh, Callan, you're better with words than I am.
Are you the mother of Sarah?
Yes. Who's asking?
Well, my name is Callan, and we're here to help with the ghost problem that's been plaguing the town.
Well, I ain't no priest, so I can't help you with that.
Well, I think your daughter might be the ghost. Have you seen her since she was supposed to be married?
No.
And she was supposed to be married to Gregor?
That's right. I'm supposed to be married off to him, but she went and ran off before the thing.
Huh. Does she still have a room in your home?
I haven't been in there, so yeah.
Could I possibly look in her? I could make it worth your troubles.
Well, persuasion check.
15.
Okay, she's. Alright. No more than 10 minutes and I want you out of my house.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Alright, so you guys go in and she shows you the room. You can see it's just a small little room. It's just got a bed and a small little cabinet next to it and a mirror.
Is
Did
there
your daughter
anything on the cabinet?
What was that?
Is there anything on the cabinet?
There's...
Like a necklace or memento or anything like that?
maybe even a journal?
Yeah.
You don't see anything of that sort. You see a couple of kind of shoddy rings. One of them's like been hand woven out of grass, and the other one made out of some bone. Within, is there anything else you want to look at in here, or do you want to take a look at those, or?
Yeah, I'd like to look at them.
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
9.
Looking over them, the grass one actually kind of breaks apart in your hand as it's been wilted. But looking at the bone one, seems like it's been hand carved out of
Whoopsie doodle.
Some kind of bone you can't quite make out, but you get the faint hint of salt off of it.
Like, salt would be like from the coast or something?
It's possible.
Is her mother still here?
She's mulling about in the hall, but she's kind of keeping an eye on you guys.
I ask if this ring meant anything to her daughter.
She shrugs and says, "Saw her wearing it a couple times."
Do you know who gave it to her?
I reckon it was her betrothed.
Well, this might be what we need to help.
She shrugs and says, "Whatever, doesn't mean anything to me."
Well, thank you, ma'am. We'll be getting out of your hair now.
Okay, is that all you're looking at in there?
Is there anything else to see?
I mean, you can check the cabinet. There's...
Oh, yeah, I'd like to look in the cabinet and stuff.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
12.
12. In the cabinet, you don't see too much of interest as you sift through. You find kind of folded up very carefully and alone in the bottom cabinet, a wedding dress.
This might be a better item.
Gonna look anywhere else?
Under the bed,
Roll another investigation check.
20.
Okay. You find under the bed, like against the wall, seems to be it seems to be a ring and a necklace. They seem to be matching. One, they're both set in silver, silver with an emerald set in them.
Do they seem way more expensive than she could afford?
Oh yeah.
I just slip them into the wedding dress, fold it up.
Okay. At this point, the mom says, "Are you about done rifling through our things?
Yes, ma'am.
Then I suppose you can see your way out."
I hand her 10 gold before we leave. Sorry to disturb you.
She doesn't say a word and immediately goes to a drawer to put the gold in. Alright, so, where are you off to?
She didn't seem very upset. She didn't seem very upset about the idea of her daughter being dead.
She didn't seem to care at all. I don't know. Maybe it was just her daughter was dead there when she left her.
I'd hate to think that another suspect might be the girl's own mother.
I suppose all we need to do is talk to Gregor at least first.
Let's go see old Gregor.
Alright, so you go off along the coast, and you see kind of like knees deep in the water a couple of people, but they're pretty spaced out, casting their lines further out. And you approach a couple of them before you see one of them points you to them, to a man kind of about 50 yards out, 50 yards further along the coast. And as you approach him, he turns and says, "Well, you're some strange faces around here. Don't look like fishermen. What brings you out here?"
We're looking for a man named Gregor.
You found him.
Well, we wanna talk to you a little bit.
He shrugs and keeps hold of his line. He says, "Alright, well, ain't nothing biting right now anyways. What do you need?"
We're here in town to deal with the ghost problem along the wood line. We've figured out that it's something called a noon wraith, and noon wraiths are basically the spirits of women set to be betrothed but die before their wedding day. And yours is the only wedding I knew of around here.
Can I watch his face for an
What was that?
Can I watch his face and see if he reacted to it?
Roll a perception check.
8.
Yeah, I mean, you gather he's pretty visibly kind of taken aback by this. He looks and says, What are you talking about?
Well, I'm saying that the spirit is born of a woman dead before her wedding day. There's only one wedding I know of, and it was Sarah to you. Now, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that something happened for our wedding day. I just want to know if you know what happened. If she
Or
went
maybe
off
you could
somewhere.
answer why you aren't married.
What was that, Callan?
Maybe you could explain to us why you aren't married when you were set to be married.
You can see at this point he's like shaking his head and biting his lips before he starts reeling his pole back in. He says, "Alright. So you're trying to tell me that Sarah's dead? She didn't run off?"
That's the theory we have right now.
You, elf boy, what were you saying earlier?
Is there a reason that she would leave rather than marry you?
No. He says, "Look, we entertained the idea of running off and leaving this place behind before we got married because it's a shithole town. We ain't never gonna make nothing out here. And, you know, I wasn't too sure on it. And she'd all up and disappeared. I thought she went ahead and left me."
Can I
you
do an
haven't-
insight check to see if he seems to be telling the truth?
Roll an insight check.
Fuck. 10.
You can see at this point his eyes are hard and is getting angry at this point, but he doesn't seem to have. I mean, he seems to be telling the truth as far as you can tell, yeah.
Do you know anywhere she would have gone?
He shrugs and says, I don't have any idea. Look, there's a couple more towns around here, but I don't know why she'd want to go to any of them." He says, "She wanted to make something out of herself, out of both of ourselves. I don't know why we wouldn't get out of this damn swamp in the first place. But I don't know."
I hold up the emerald necklace. Say, I assume neither of you could afford something like this.
Hell no.
Well, I found this in my room. Where do you think she would have got something like this from?
Roll a persuasion check. With advantage.
15.
At this point, he's biting his lip. And he says, "I don't know where she would have got something like that from. She didn't never tell me nothing about coming into jewelry. But..." He shakes his head and spits into the water. "I don't know. Couldn't tell you." He says, "But I don't know. Seemed worried about something last few days. Wouldn't tell me what. I don't know. Don't know."
Well, if you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be around until we figure it out.
Yeah, well, I ain't going nowhere.
Well, I guess I'm done.
Yeah.
He packs up his stuff, says, "Shit day for fishing anyways," and starts heading off into town.
Well, this is not what us anywhere. I agree, Jax.
Speaking of Jax, I wonder if Jax might be able to pick up a scent from one of the pieces of jewelry or the dress.
That's something we could try.
Yeah, you can try it. You can have him roll an investigation check.
Come on, Jax, I believe in you.
14.
Okay. So as you show Jax the dress, he starts moving off towards. Let me check real quick to see where this would actually lead him, because there's a couple different places. Okay. Yeah, it leads you off into the swamp. Kind of close to where you actually fought the Noon Wraith. As you travel through, just about a half a mile past where you fought it. And he just kind of stops in this area.
Can I do an investigation check in the area?
Yeah, go ahead. What are you looking for?
Any kind of turned up dirt?
15. Just, anything looks out of the ordinary.
Okay. As you look around, you find an area where there's not too much water. It's kind of this part of the swamp, since it's pretty close to a town. It's it's mostly kind of dry, but as you look around, you find seems to be like an old wound in a tree. It's like scratched with some kind of heavy tool. And does that do anything for you?
I go and then investigate the hole in the tree. Or whatever it was.
It's a chunk of bark that's not quite, hasn't grown back yet. It seems like something heavy was swung at it. Maybe not heavy, but like some kind of stone or metal tool, perhaps.
Is there any, blood on the ground near it?
You look around, but there were not any blood. If it's been about a month, you wouldn't see any blood or anything of that sort.
Any, stains on the tree around it?
Not so much. Roll another investigation check.
9.
9. Yeah, it seems.
If her sense in this area, this could have been the area where she was murdered. The chip in the tree could have been her dodging an attack.
Okay. Thea just rolled a nat 20. So Thea, looking at that, the gash in the tree, says, "Well, Callan, don't you reckon this could have been made by a shovel?"
It very well could have.
If that's the case, she shrugs and says, "Well, maybe there's a body somewhere around here."
Well, I reckon maybe we ought to split up and look for some out of the ordinary dirt.
Nia, or Thea, kind of looks at you for a moment and says, if it's been about a month, I
Small
don't think
patches
that...
of grass. And
Something like that, but if it's been about a month, I don't reckon the dirt's gonna be too out of the ordinary.
yeah. Let's say we look for grass that would be uneven with the rest of it around it.
Shrugs says, well, couldn't hurt. Alright, so go ahead and roll investigation checks, anyone who's looking.
18.
Give me just a second. Oh, I'm retarded.
Okay. So, Callan, as you're looking around, you see just not too far, like maybe 50 yards away from that gash, a plot of, a little area where you think there may be a body, or where that you think that there may be the grave.
Well, does anyone have a shovel?
Actually, yes.
I have a pickaxe. So that would any rocks or anything. But let's start digging.
Let the man do the man's work.
Nia shrugs and says, well, I don't really want to do it anyways. As Laura says, it doesn't take you very long to find body, actually. So it was a pretty shallow grave, but you see the half-decayed body of a young human woman.
Oh, that's nasty as hell.
And it stinks to high hell.
Well, Callan, what's the ritual we gotta do? I want to get this over with.
Do I know?
The ritual wouldn't involve the body necessarily, though you may be able to search and see if she had any more important things on her.
Suppose I'll do that.
Alright.
Yeah, I dug it up. You rifle through it, Callan. It's only fair.
Alright, so as you search through it... Hang on a second. As you search through, search this body, you find a folded up piece of paper and an interesting ring. Doesn't have jewel, it's not jewel encrusted or fancy or anything, it just seems to have some sort of crest on it.
Do you recognize the crest or anything?
You don't recognize the crest, and it doesn't seem... It doesn't... Brushing with nobility now, it doesn't seem like a noble crest, but more like a brand of some sort. Not like a brand that you go shopping, but more like a merchant brand, like a... Because, there's some, big chains of traveling merchants that'll have a brand so you know which... So at a glance, you know which ones they are. This one seems unfamiliar to you, but it kind of seems that, seems like one of those.
What about that folded up piece of paper?
Give me just a second. Are you reading the paper, Callan?
Yeah.
Okay, so as you flip it open, I'm going to send a letter to you.
While I was looking, can I see, can I tell, how she died?
Roll another investigation.
16.
Yeah, you can see that there seems to be a struggle. You can see some marks of resistance where she seems to have been grabbed by the wrist. You can see some rotted flesh under her fingernails, but what seemed to have done it in was a very large blow to the temple that seemed to have cracked her skull.
Flesh under her nails, does that mean that she was probably scratching at the person attacking her?
Yep.
Did we notice any scratches maybe on Gregor's arm?
You didn't notice any at the time, but you weren't really looking for any. But give me just a second to finish copying this letter over.
I read the letter out loud.
Okay.
Grimwald, my love, I am so very sorry I won't be at our wedding, but it isn't safe for me here anymore. I should have told you. I should have, but I didn't. When I'm safe and out of this swamp, I will write to you again. Just know that nothing happened. I denied him so many times and now he's scaring me. I saw him outside my window last night. I won't tell you who. I don't want you to get hurt. But just know I will tell you where I am soon. I love you. Isn't Grimwald like a 70-year-old dude?
Oh shit, bro! I had the wrong name there. That was supposed to be.
I was pretty interested in this one.
That was supposed to be the other guy. My bad.
Oh, damn, you gave me a winky face, too.
Hell yeah, dude.
So, I'm assuming Grandma was supposed to be Gregor?
Yeah, I was looking at the wrong name in my notes when I was writing that out.
Okay. Okay.
God, then you got a love triangle with an old man.
No, they were both G names, so they were both right next to each other. So when I was referencing it was the wrong name.
God damn, man. I like this quest.
My bad.
Well, I suppose we should give Sarah a proper burial.
Okay.
Can we even move the body without it decaying on us?
It's pretty far gone.
I would say we just leave a marker here.
Is that what you guys are gonna do?
Yeah, like carve it in her name or initial or something into a rock and leave it.
Alright, I mean, you guys, you get a couple half-sized branches, and Loris just kind of fashions a marker out of it, and you guys kind of carve her initials into it, leaving it in that spot.
It's the best we can do. But everyone deserves something.
Alright.
Oh, I suppose we ought to go let Gregor know what we found.
Callan, roll another religion check.
Seven.
I'm an atheist now!
Okay. You... Well, the DC, I was mostly just seeing if you rolled a 1. to be honest, because if you roll a 1, then you might have fucked something up. But you've got pretty much. You believe that these things will probably help you in your ritual. You should be able to do that whenever you're ready. At this point, it's probably around 4 in the afternoon.
I say we perform the ritual, and then we take care of the person that did this.
That's probably what we should do.
I know that wasn't our job, but I'm not too fond of murderers.
Understandably so.
Well, let's do what we gotta do, Callan.
So what are you guys doing?
How do we do
the
this,
ritual
Callan?
here?
Are you gonna go ahead and do it?
Yeah, we have everything.
Okay. Give me just a second. Is this the one I want? Yeah, that'll do. Alright. Callan. You get some wood together and prepare a fire. Kneeling in front of it, you tell your companions to be on the guard because if things go poorly, there could be a fight on your hands.
I would like to use one of my cantrips.
Guidance?
Guidance on myself.
Okay.
I know your spells better than you do, buddy.
Remind me what that does?
It gives him a D4 to add to any D20.
One
roll,
ability
pretty much.
check of my choice. Before or after making the check.
Alright. So, go ahead and roll a religion check.
Guidance. 14.
14. So, as you take the bone, the bone ring, and put it into the fire, you see flecks of green flecks of green color start to swirl into the fire. Loristus, as you look around, roll a perception check.
Oh boy. 20.
You can see the shifting of leaves and dust around the outskirts of your fire. Callan, roll another religion check.
16.
Guidance.
You take the note,
I just used
toss it into the fire, and it erupts in green flames, and the dirt begins to swell like there's a strong wind, but it's swirling in place. You can see the form
I
of
want to
the
be holding my holy symbol while I do this.
Yeah, it's glowing as you're doing this, and you can see the figure of the Noon Wraith beginning to appear in this swirling dirt. Go ahead and roll another religion check.
22.
You toss the crested ring into the flame, and it erupts and it erupts now, just a full like a bonfire, green flame. And in the flame, you see the Noon Wraith wailing loudly as it before calming. The fire begins to die down, and the Wraith is left alone. As it looks down to you, you hear a voice unlike the one you expected to come out as its long tongue kind of squirms. Who are you? Why have you summoned me here?
My name is Cal, and it seems you've been cursed to haunt this village. And I'm hoping I can end that. so you can rest.
She looks and says, "Where am I?"
I believe this is where you were killed.
She go ahead and roll one more religion check.
15.
She looks around. Gregor? Where is Gregor?
He's still in the village. He doesn't really know what happened to you.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
Oh, we should have brought that nigga with us.
Oh, where's it at? Alright. And then she looks to you. She looks at you and leans in real close. And says, "You will find Barakas, and you will kill him."
Is that the man that did this to you?
Yes.
Very well.
Do you know where he is?
No. He travels. But when he met me, he stayed for a while, longer than usual. He fancied me, but I was betrothed. Where he could be now, I do not know.
We find him.
What was that?
I said we will find him.
Okay. And at that, you can see the fire slowly start to fade, as does the noon wraith. Until you're left with nothing but smoldering embers.
It seems she's at peace now.
It's only right we go let Gregor know what we found out.
Okay, so. Okay, what are you guys doing?
We're gonna go find Gregor again.
Okay. So. You go and you find Gregor in the bar drinking. He looks plastered.
Let's wait until he's sober.
How long are you waiting?
Until he gets sober.
Okay. So the night
Well,
goes
then
on.
I'm gonna go to Grimwald's. So I don't think this guy's gonna get sober anytime soon.
Okay. So you go to Grimwald's, knock on the door. He answers. Says,
The noon wraith is at peace now. The town should not see any more of her.
you can see he nods, but his jaw is set firmly as he says, "Wait here," before closing the door again. A few moments pass before you hear a sharp yelp. And the door opens once more. Actually, it'll be several moments pass
This man just cut his ear off.
before the door opens once more, and you can see bandages tied across his face as he hands you his ear and the knife. He says, "Payment for the ladies."
Very well. Before I let you go, I'm just curious if you know of anyone named Brackus.
He shrugs. The name itself is not familiar. Why?
Because that's who killed Sarah.
Without a sigh, he says, "Not many people travel through here. The last band who came through was some traveling merchants. They come by every now and then."
Very well. Did they ever say what town they'll be heading to next?
He shakes his head and he says, "Well, I don't really recall, but even if they did, they haven't been seen for a month."
Well, thank you for your help.
Nods and says, "Thank you for ridding us of the spirit."
I will leave now.
Okay. And Loristus, you wait around for several hours. This guy just is still going.
I suppose I'll go to bed.
Alright.
When I get back to the bar, do I see that guy leaving or anything?
Oh. I roll for it. Yeah, as you're leaving, you catch him kind of stumbling out.
Would you like me to help you get home?
He looks at you with a spiteful face, says, "No, I know my own damn way home."
Very well. I watch, see what direction he goes.
You see he's heading kind of towards the coast. The coastal side of town.
Can I follow him to see where his house is?
Yeah, sure. It's easy enough. You tail him for couple, till about the edge of town. He's one of the houses that's right on the coast there.
And after that, I'll go back to the inn to rest.
All right. So, as you guys rest, morning comes. And yeah, you guys have heal up and everything. So, where are you gonna go?
I tell Lorstus I know where he lives. He'll probably be trying to sleep that off, so he should be home.
Well, let's go give him the bad news.
Right, Thea says, "I'm probably gonna sit around here. You guys go have fun."
Understandable.
Alright, so guys go, knock on his door a couple times, and a few long moments pass before you hear him open it up, and he says, looks at you, squinting, and says, "What do you want now?"
We found Sarah.
And
She was in a shallow grave just outside of town. I just thought you'd like to know what happened to her.
can see.
She's now resting in peace.
If you'd like, we can show you the grave.
He nods and says, "Yeah, just tell me where it is. I'll go by."
Not too far from the fields where the wraith was appearing, a little bit into the woods. You should be able to find it, no problem.
He nods.
We
Go ahead.
we made a pretty simple grave marker, so you should be able to see it.
He nods. Yeah. Thank you.
I hand him the wedding dress and everything we didn't take. If this means anything to you, you can have it.
He looks at it for a long moment before his lips kind of purse up and he looks at you. Says, "Yeah. Thank you, boys."
Does the name Brockus mean anything to you?
Shakes his head. "No. Are they some kind of traveling circus or something?"
Something like that. We'll be going now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry things turned out the way they did, Gregor. But we are going to find the person that did this, and we're going to put him down like the dog he is.
He nods and he says, "Yeah, we'll make sure it fucking hurts before he closes the door on you."
I guess with our business here in town done, we should go see the lady.
Alright. Is that what you guys
I'm
are
sure
doing?
they don't like to be waiting. Yeah.
Okay. And I think that's where we're going to pick up next time.
Okay.
But before we go, I'll give you guys your experience.
Yeah.
You guys both get 1,966 experience. What's that put you off from the next level?
What was it? 1966?
Yep.
I'm at 78,766.
I'm 7,550 level on it.
Okay. So what, you guys both need about 10k roughly?
Something like that.
2, 3, like like 63 or something like. No, 53. No, 63. 63.
We need around 8,000. Between 8,000.
Okay.